Hi. Right. God of War time. Making sure everything's working. I know. Well done on the first. What am I missing? That's what I'm missing. Right. That should be everything set up. So, load the game in. Oh, bright light. Jesus. Oh, wonderful. That's always fun when that happens. Bless you, pal. Well, hopefully you get to rest now at least. Right, let's go to the live screen. I'm like, why is the game volume? I hit the button. Okay, so. Oh yes, we released the jellyfish. They made little jellyfish. Oh, it's that fucking boss. Bollocks. I forgot this is the first thing I'm going to be doing. Okay, well. Here we go. I'm so excited. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Something is coming.
I know.
And it's not happy.
I know that too. Whoop-a! Ooh. Wah-ha-ha, you little bitch.
It's about to charge!
Ooh. Fireball. Ooh, deserve that.
Steady your guard!
Didn't quite deserve that. I did. Oh, didn't see that coming. Not gonna lie.
Watch out for the scales!
Ow. Is there any health anywhere? Ooh, ow.
It's charging!
I know what it's doing, lady. I can see the same screen as you. Fireball. Nope, not fireball. Woo. Woo. Fireball. Ooh. Thank you for the look. Ooh. Well, if there was any health anywhere, that'd be great.
Here it comes!
I know. Ooh. Not gonna get any health. I'm trying to move. Oof, you bitch. Oh. Can't really do that. You're on different games. Hi. Oh.
Get up, brother.
I can't really join yous in chats because you're on different games. But we will do it next time. 100%. But at least I know that works. How you doing? Unless you watch that horror show. No, it's not a show, it was a movie where the tree is the tented one.
Is that a scary movie?
No, it was, what's it called? No.
Evil
Or is
Dead?
it Ash versus Good and Evil? Or that one that Mike just said.
Asperger's versus Evil.
Ash versus Asperger's versus Evil. I imagine that'd actually be really entertaining. I need a good massage. My shoulder is killing us. Oh, bless you, puppet. Hi, how are you? How you doing? I am assuming that you guys are playing COD. And I'll get yous up on the old laptop. There you go. Are you doing okay? Just say hi. There, I've said hi. I would play, but I don't want any more fights today. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Right, I've got Harmus's screen up. Okay. Back to it. Oh, neat shout out. Da 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 dee dee dee.
Go.
At least my shout is working today.
On my way. Please tell me there's a lot of them.
Oh yeah, jumping. There was a lot of them.
I really want that game.
Oh!
It just looks so good.
I was like,
Really want Warhammer for that exact reason. It just looks so good.
Double kill. Enemy slain.
That's a loud clip. Right, here we're gone. Right. Can't believe there's nothing else around to give me health. More Wild Rift clips, yeah.
Something is coming, and it's not
Next Saturday, I should be able to play V Rising. Woo! Should have moved. Right, dodge. Ow. Deserve that.
Get ready!
Whoop. Ow. Don't run into it. You're meant to run away from it. So I run further in.
Charging!
I'm gonna die. Ow. Oh no. Next Saturday before the bar, I'll be on Monster Hunter or maybe some COD to get ready for the Monday coming. Fair enough. We will get this eventually.
Something is coming, and it's not happy.
I know it's not happy.
I'm trained!
Take it off, man. You've
For
got
the
this.
love of God.
It's charging!
Nope, should dodge that. I'm trying. Oh, get out of the way now. Ow. Rude.
It's charging! Watch out for the scales!
Oh, shit.
Yelpa!
Ah, fuck.
Watch out for the scales!
Nope.
Ah, this is a fine mess.
It's gonna be one of them days, isn't it? Right. Stop looking with your face for a start. That might help.
Something is coming, and it's not happy.
I'm trained! Steady
Nope.
your guard!
Right.
Get ready!
Oh. I should have dodged that.
Watch out for the scales!
Damn it. Can't block that one. Okay.
Out of the way!
Oh.
Get up, brother!
It's going to annoy the hoo-ha out of us. Right. I don't think I've got anything for them, have I? Ooh, excuse me. Oh. Don't have anything for that. I mean, that is quite good though. Bella, get out from under there, please. Bella, up here. Go on. Up. Thank you. Alright. It's a shame I can't make that bloody healy thing myself. That'd be quite handy. What's this one? Pause. Really good at the pause business. It's the only one I need, like, so. Right.
Something is coming, and it's not happy.
I'm afraid! Here it
Oh, shit.
It's charging!
Ah, that's too far away. Fuck.
Watch out for the scale!
Ow. Yep, said that.
I felt that one, brother!
Whoa. release them. Ah, yeah, fuck it. Hi! I'll have to turn the game down for that to work a bit better. Oh no! Oh, it's doing so well. Oh, it's doing so well. Nope.
Careful, the scale!
Brother, get
Fuck.
up. Brother.
Hi! How are you? Ba 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 da da da. Nearly. There should be 2 new ones on there. And I've now turned the computer right up. So, this can be fun. I thought the washing machine was taken off there. I was like, oh shit. Right, we're getting better there. Distracted myself again. I hope you're doing okay.
Something is coming, and it's not happy.
I don't know, how are you? Nope, yeah, I knew that was gonna hit us.
Watch out for the scales!
Bollocks. Nope, wrong button. Damn it.
It's about to charge!
Ow. Right, pay attention.
Nasty.
Ow.
You alright, brother?
Well, it would be if you fucking locked on. Well, no, I wouldn't be, but
It's charging! Watch out for the scales!
Ow.
Get ready!
Oh, what I ideally need to do is go and get the other fucking resurrection stone and then come back, which is what I'm gonna do because I keep dying. If I had the resurrection stone, it might not be as bad. So, I'm gonna go get that and then come back. Now, where is... Nope, wrong buttons. But how are you, my dear? I'm not too bad. I hope you're doing well. Entrance to the burrows. Ooh, excuse me. Aha. Shop. What the fuck? My microphone is not working properly on the... I mean, everything else is, so that's fine. Good times, good times. Yeah.
Perhaps we can bring these two animals back to Vanaheim, or Midgard even. Becky and
I
Svanna
wish.
could use the company. We have kennels.
It would not go well for them. Once a predator becomes accustomed to a land, it is cruel to move them.
I suppose you're right. It just seems lonely out here.
It is peaceful. They have each other. It is enough.
Oh, there will be an ad starting in 1 minute, so I won't start that lovely fight. Can you hear your smexy voice? Oh, there's definitely something wrong then, because I don't have one of them. Hello, my
Freya,
dear. How
getting
are
back to
you?
your brother learning to realm travel. I take it the romance with his teacher ended poorly.
Hi, Linja.
It
How are
did for
you?
him.
Nice to see you.
Freyr was heartbroken.
Did you get
and
your affiliate
resolved
yet?
himself to perform some great feat to win her back. He set his aim on the grandest of gestures. He intended to be the first to find the elusive source of Bifrost light.
We've got ads in
And
about
he succeeded,
30
although
seconds or so.
quite by accident.
Just so you know.
Freyr believed he navigated best while fortified by a potent blend of Vanir herbs. When he wandered, he wandered.
Potent blend, you say?
And he managed to wander from the World Tree directly into the Lake of Souls. The elves have never seen anybody
Got a little
come
snow
out
this
of
morning,
the
but
lake
it didn't
before,
stick. Oh,
so
it's a shame.
it
Did the
got
girls
some
at least get to
attention.
play out a little bit?
That is bloody hilarious.
I don't know
It's a shame
whether
it
he
didn't
worked
stick,
his
though.
charms at that point, or
Maybe
they just
next time.
assumed him to be a great deity.
Aha, splendid.
But of course, he hadn't made this journey in search of responsibility, so
I'm glad
he
I'm
didn't
feeling
stick
better
around
today
long.
too.
Let this wait.
When the ads are
Stay
over, I will
alert.
do the shouties, just so you know. Right, give me a bloody resurrection stone, because I need it.
I'm here for you. Anything for
Ooh.
Freya?
Yes, upgrade that weapon right now.
Hope it's to your liking. Need something? Whatever you need, I'll create.
The ads have started. Amulet upgradable. Oh yeah. Special items, yes, give me the stone. Lord knows I need it.
And for the Valkyrie Queen?
So this one is the sonic arrows deal more damage. Using a health stone or rage stone refunds 2 runic arrows. Next stage cooldown significantly increases. Sigil arrows deal significantly increased status. Enemies killed by runic arrows will explode. Quite handy.
Kratos?
What's this then? Slam the ground to create an explosive poison, leaving behind a hazard. Slash forward. 3 waves of light that deal increased damage against enemies afflicted with sonic. Okay. Enhancements. I think we already got these, you know. I think.
Try not to break it.
I promise nothing. There's nothing else I can get upgraded, no. But I'm gonna die.
Can this lock be opened without damaging the book? The elves in Freya's camp wish to read it.
Oh, a locked book, you say? How mysterious. And an elven lock. Intriguing. If your friends in Vanaheim want it, I'll get it open and pass it along with your regards. They're a lovely couple.
Who's a lovely couple? Oh.
Would have been a shame to have left that behind.
It would have. Okay. Welcome back from the ads, everybody.
How can I
if
help?
you stuck with us through the ads, I appreciate you. If you didn't, I get it.
What can I
hate
make
ads.
for you?
Hate them. Ooh, upgradable. What we're wearing. Blah, 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 blah. What we are wearing. Fabulous. Oh, Linja, we must get you some clips. Dear. If you would like to give Linja the Space Ninja a follow, though, she is on her way to affiliate. Probably already there, but just in case, you know, never hurts. And then we'll give a shout out to our lovely Sirius. Oh, wait, I did it too early. Oh no. I'll do it again. I really need to fix that.
I am sailing
We'll
in
get
the
you
ship
clips,
upon
it's
the
fine.
seven seas. Sirius is sail with me. He's a little tiny bit gay, but I like what I am doing. Sailing through the sea, get another treasure. I sell it just for me. Da, 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 da. I am cheeky pirate boy. Da, 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 da. I stab you with my twist sword. Da, da, da. I will sail the ship around. Da, da, da.
Catchy.
Wear it with pride.
I shall. Thank you. Thank you. Close to affiliate, just need to get the average up. We'll fix it. We will get that average up. No problem. Every time you stream, I'll just make sure I'm in there. I never sleep, so the chances are I'll be able to. Didn't it not say something about a bear thing? Black bear something? Hello? No? I'm telling you, I just read something about a black bear. Ah, we can get that up easy. See? We're on a mission. Oh, there it is. Belt of the Black Bear. Well, that's kind of crap. Kind of crap.
Now, just because you've got new armor doesn't mean you should let
That
yourself
clip
get knocked
is
around
my
more.
most watched clip. I wonder why. I wonder why. My most watched clip's me shouting at somebody who's being abusive towards Geralt of Rivia. Tell them that I'm going to punch him with his little flower pot head.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
I beg to differ. Do you know what you don't have? A massive fucking machine gun. Do you know what would be really handy right now? A massive fucking machine gun.
Freya, will you
Back we
continue that
go.
story about your brother? He
For me to
stumbled
get
into
my arse
Alfheim,
kicked.
became a legend, and left?
Essentially so. Still, the legend of his manifestation was passed along through the ages. It even endured after the Great Division, remembered by light and dark elf alike. So when at last he returned, he was uniquely situated to gain the trust of both sides and help to create a truce. The problem was, both sides trusted only him. So the peace could only last as long as he stayed around to keep it. And with the long war dragging on without an end in sight,
Oh dear.
I suppose making any kind of peace was an irresistible notion for him. Even if it meant having to rule.
Whoa. I'm a good driver. Ninja's nearly hit the wall. It's fine. Whee! Whoop.
You know, Freyr loved to breed Gulan pups in Vanaheim. I wonder if these two are the descendants of the Gulan he brought here long ago.
That explains how they got to the desert. Another gift for the Dark Elves.
I'd take the puppies as a gift. Just saying. If anyone wants to gift some puppies to people.
I wonder
Haven't I just came through there?
how these
Yeah. You go there.
two pups
Really?
end up
Wasn't
with a
tracking it?
sled.
Ever try flying in a sandstorm?
No.
I imagine
not
Freyr showed the Dark Elves that Gulon could be trained to pull a plow. They must have found new uses for them once the sandstorm arrived. I imagine they're now bred to aid in traveling the surface.
Thanks. I'm telling you, mind, I'm pretty sure Cyberstream has desensitized me to a lot of jump scares. Just saying. Pretty sure that's it. That's a thing now. Jonathan, I think where am I going? It's because they're little bitches.
Come on, brother. Let's
Oh,
have
it's
it.
right there.
You
This
mentioned you
entire
had a
time I'm like,
favourite
where am
poem
I
from your
going?
homeland. What was it
Up,
about?
up there.
A cunning general. A war overthrow didn't
It's
love.
just the fear.
I believe
Fear's
I've heard
taking
of this
over now.
one. Did it involve a horse that was not as it appeared?
Yes. But that is not what happened.
Oh, it's based on truth then. And you were there.
Yes. I prefer the poem.
Something is coming.
I
And it's not
know.
happy.
I know.
A train!
It's fine. Oh! It's fine.
Charging!
Ooh, wee, that hurt. Fireball!
Slam, bitch!
Ah. Oh, I didn't dodge that one, did you?
Charging!
I was not expecting to block that. Just saying.
Watch out for the scales!
Ah! Sit out, you bitch. Ooh! I take it back. Ah. I mean, yeah. Fireball! You think? I'm sorry, little creature. Big creature. Woo!
Watch out for the scales!
Shit. Ah! Fine, it's fine. Okay, go, 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 go! Ah, go again! Back off.
It's charging!
Didn't you want to clip that audio for something? The void singing
Watch out
one?
for the scales!
Yeah, for your walk on. Ah! Fireball! Oh, you little bitch.
Here it comes!
No.
Fuck you!
What on earth was a drake doing back there?
It
Your
only
guess
took
is
like
as good as mine. Imprisoning a drake. Can't
15
decide whether to be
attempts.
impressed or horrified.
And then as soon as I go
Right
and get
away.
the stuff I need to keep
It is
myself
over
alive,
now.
don't even die. Ow, I kind of pulled my head to say that. So, sorry, I know I wasn't the chattiest of chatties, but I did it now. So yeah, that audio I was going to use as you walk on when I get round to finishing those off. I know. What was for dinner tonight? We had chicken curry and salad tonight. It was good, yeah. Very good. Very good, very nice. Should we go try that other one that was up here? I kicked the shit out of this as well. Now I'm all cocky. Because I'm gonna die. We all know it. We had Kievs too. Ooh, it's like Kievs are just banging. Ooh, that did not work in my favour. Ooh. Jesus! What's your fucking problem? Well, if she'd fight the one I needed her to fight, that would be real helpful. Yay, at least I hit someone. Ow.
Brother, get up! Brother!
If it starts from before I've killed that giant creature, thank fuck for that. I would have cried. I would have cried a lot.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
I agree. I agree. She's meant to attack these people. She's not exactly doing the best job now, is she? Whoop! That was undoable. Yeah! Slam dunk. Hey, I roll.
Behind you! Look out!
Whoop. Ow. I feel like I need to be bigger.
Yelpa!
Oh, one down, one down. Jesus. Your brother? Yeah, sorry. Awkward. Woo! Let me tell you something. Woo!
Yelpa!
He did it. Gonna have to go replace that gem.
Wow.
Thanks. Hello, how are you? Nope, 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 wrong button.
Brandon?
Fuck! I can't remember.
No, fuck off, man
How many
cave.
did you get from that? You got 5, I got 3. Nice, we did fucking
Yeah,
shit.
we're
Okay,
going to change.
Jesus fucking
Fair.
Christ, this man won't leave me alone.
I may not have thought of that.
Sorry.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Excuse me.
Should we go say the girls?
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'm okay, thank you. How are you? I am good. You feeling alright?
I know what a
today?
yummy hammy heart is.
Not
Or is it
hungover,
cute?
nothing like that.
Have I made that up?
A lot of people
It's
forget.
not a
you
yummy
can
hammy
use
heart, is it?
sorry.
I remember you can. I just
It
my
is a yummy
brain's
hammy
always
heart,
like
isn't it?
no fists, like
No.
weapon harder than fist.
Like my guns, I'll let you answer that one now for me.
Let's have a look.
Oh, what?
It's a yummy hammy heart.
Making sure. Yeah, that's on and that's on. Save changes. Right. I was just making sure my alerts, the two new ones, were like on the highest volume they can be. Wait, what? I'm a bit better. Weapon hurty. Fist hurty me. I bet. Is now to be known as Wayne. I love that movie. Both of them. That was loud enough. Yep. There was the scream just like the one on Cybers, but I'm that used to it. Like, you know, the one that does the same scream twice. I'm that used to it, it went off. Amy was behind it, she was like, what the fuck was that? And I was just like, it was a scream. Because I just hear it that often now. Not even a flinch, because I'm fucking fabulous. No, it's not. Like I say, it's all before Cyber streams. I was a little delicate flower. Venus flytraps are flowers, okay? And I would jump at the slightest sound. And now, because I sit in there for like 10 hours a day, it's just like, whip. Right, did that. Yay! Edit appearance. You can transmog? Oh. Shut the fuck up. Should we see? Should we see? Do we want... What should we go for? Survival? Courage? Placard? Black Bear? Or Radiance? Scare and Cyber and Welsh dude. Oh, I can 100% imagine that is fabulous. I enjoy watching you make them jump as well, if I'm honest. Sorry, I got hair in my face. Ugh. Ugh, get out the way. It's not faith, Mom. Do the black bear. Right, so that means the rest of it is... no, yeah. Also black bear. Don't you know bears are in? Mm-hmm. Oh, he's like a dirty goth. Oh, we have another slot open. Okay. So, cooldown, luck, defense, and luck, defense. Well, that's got high defense if you can go for that. Strength and defense is always one that I like. Already got it equipped. Never mind, shutting the fuck up. Defense. That nearly made me jump more than the actual jump ones. I'm fragile. I mean, Essex has a point. From what I am aware, you are often fragile. In the best way. The best way. Dicks. Increased damage of all Kratos' death from above attacks. Okay. Successful attacks against enemies will cleanse a small amount of Bifrost from... Ooh! You saucy devil. So Dix makes Panda jump if that... No. 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 It has been known. I'm normally mentally fragile. Oh, preach. All the preachers. It has been known. Well, what's new then? Oh. But I've looked at everything. Why do you still have it? There you go. Oh, doesn't he look fancy?
There.
Right, where are we meant to go now? So we've done that. What's this? Mystic Gateway. Let's go. Replacing compass.
You once revived a giant's corpse to stop a certain fight we won't talk about. Could you call on that power again?
Maybe. Do you have a massive giant's corpse for me to revive?
No?
Well, there you go.
I tried looking for some supernatural ones. Like, I was going to try and use the scream that Dean does in Yellow Fever. Because then, as much as it's a prolonged scream, it ends with, "That was scary!" And it'd just be great. But no, everywhere's boring. Caught it myself. What are you doing? The dog's sitting right under my chair. Oh dear. I'm scared. Lol. I'm sorry I didn't jump at that one. I actually legitimately thought that was from the clip. So's pet. It's not even like they're not coming through my ears really loudly. They're not too loud for you guys, are they? I haven't even thought of that. You guys okay? Right, Eyes of Odin or the Crucible. That one's closer, isn't it? Niflheim. Good volume for us. Good, 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 good. Hello. If you wait like 20 minutes, then I'll go get you the T word, okay? Come over here. Come on. Up. Oh, you can jump that. Get up. See? I'm trying to make out that you can't even do it. You want to say hi? Where the fuck did you go? Oh. Do you not want to say hi? Bella, do you want to say hi? Do you want to say hello? Say hi. Hi. Because heaven forbid she does not see her adoring public. Hello. No, no. She did it to Cyber before when we were playing. We were in his stream actually. I was like, say hello, and normally she, oh, no, I'm embarrassing her in front of her friends. Right, can I play my game now? If you would be so. No, not you. Can't come up here. You can't come up here. It's like I'm playing like this then. It's a puppet. It is a puppet. It's a little.
Let's do it.
Bit of shit. Can you get down now, please? All the way. All the way. Keep going. Down. Well done. Oh, fine. Go on the floor then. Whatever. Whatever. She's now looking at us like, well, I'm on the floor. I didn't say go on the floor. Just upgrade.
What?
Nothing.
You just came to stare?
Yes, yes, I did at your beautiful blue head. Right. Anyway. Ooh. He's like Elsa with his cape in the frozen lands. Only I had a really deep voice. I'd sing the
What's
song.
this? Ah, a memory of war. You
She's
could
a
use
gaming
this as a
support
training
animal.
arena if you like.
She is.
You'll just be
She
fighting
is.
the recollections of enemies. They won't be able to harm you.
Maybe next time then. So that's a training ring.
Is this?
Look at that.
Ravens, the ones we've been destroying. Odin's little spies.
Wow. No hard feelings, yeah? Good luck. Thank you. What do I need to look for? The training ring? I ain't doing that yet.
Free are we, free of the Father. Our half-lives now belong to no other.
Oh, you're welcome then. Great.
Odin, I presume?
I don't know, but there's definitely something more going on here.
Oh. Thanks.
A gift of life, a gift in death, to smother forever the All-Father's breath.
Okay, thank you.
Odin must have created these creatures. But how?
I haven't the foggiest. They came after my time with him. But perhaps we should continue to destroy any of Odin's ravens we find.
I just want the goodies, god damn it. I want to see what it looks like.
In life we hanged, in death we kneeled, until you freed us with your steel.
This, they're given
destroying
like
the ravens
creepy
free their
Coraline
spirits
vibes.
somehow.
I love Coraline.
Good to know.
But
Free.
Well, free of
right.
Odin's
So
control
for this
anyway.
one, I need to kill one more raven. Bet. Ooh. How many? 48. 38. 28. Done. Okay, stop whispering in my ear. It's really weird. Jesus. I want to see what it looks like. We didn't get a chest one. Ooh, so it's going to be blue. Blue. That might look cool when we get it all. Oh, your damage gets increased as well. Ooh. So hang on a minute. We've got them. Defense goes down. And cooldown. Well, no. Strength goes down. So does your cooldown. Ooh, but the healing increase. to the dude.
Do we have to be here? Creeping
Hello,
me
Dre.
out, all
How are
these
you?
Poor bastards with their souls cut up.
I just so happened to look down in time for that one. Or it may have worked. Oh, hi. How you doing? How's Kingdom Come been going? That was a sentence.
How come the stadium got hot after the game? Because all of the fans left.
That was terrible.
I blame you, Reffy.
Oh, of course it was fucking Raffy. We're melting this side. Oh? Why are you melting? Make me want to play this game again, but that involves loading the PlayStation up. We should still do it. Hello! Now, do I say, is it Graysel or is it Grackle? Or, because I was wondering this before. And I don't know if I've said it right, but hello, welcome in. I finished my hardcore playthrough on Friday night. Very nice. Very good job. Ah, so it was Graysel. Good. I said it the other night and I was like, oh, I don't know if I actually said that right or not. We've had a few days between 34 to 35 cells. No, thank you. No, thank you. Well, of course. Anytime you grace us with your presence, pardon the slight pun there, you will be given a shouting. It's only right. 34 to 35 degrees. No, thank you, sir. I am from the north, where it's cold. I mean, we'll complain it's cold, but we'll complain a lot more if it's warm. You are very welcome. Right, what am I doing? I can't remember. Oh, yes.
Ready when you are.
Yeah, no. On the next one up, that's still quite a reduction in cooldown. Not as much of a reduction in that, though. Tell you what, they sound creepy as shit. They do. So they're currently on 3. I'd need them on 4. That's not as bad. Not really. Save up some more silver.
You head off?
How should I call you, actually? I just assume Panda. Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't really mind what I do. I've got someone that calls us Pop. Some people call us Pands. Or Pand. Panda. Any. Other people call us other names that I'll answer to, but I don't feel like there's something we should discuss on here. Because they're mean. It's said with love, though. It's fine. One second, I need a cup of tea. Right, so now I know what the side mission is here. Mean? Never. Not you, dear. But now I know the side mission here is just kill the ravens. Find out what the other one is. And if it's save the ravens, I'm going to be like, oh no. The Crucible. Oh. Here. Well, hang on. How am I meant to go there if it's not going to let us go anywhere? Can I not go there? Oh, shame. There's no way for me to go there. So, oh well. Sorry, not kill, release. So they can make more creepy
We
whispers
are
in my
certain
ear
Trace
when I
could not
turn.
still be in Midgard.
I was just there and found no trace. If Odin invited him, He must have provided a way.
No, that is not the only explanation.
He provided a way.
Tell me where we find these Norns.
I discovered some of their threads near the frozen lake. I stashed one for spellcrafting,
I can't tell
but
which
we
way.
may
there you go.
also
I'm like,
use
I
it
can't
to find them.
Nope.
Just remember,
Which way I'm turning the
they
mic?
really
The completely
don't
wrong
want to be
way.
found.
Is
Well,
what I
at
was
least
saying.
things will be difficult for a change.
Yeah, what she said.
We should take your sled and head to the lake.
Oh look, we're home.
Midgard. How I've missed the freezing gusts and constant raider attacks.
Oh, that's because they believe Kratos is responsible for Fimbulwinter, and that killing him will end it.
Where would they get an
I mean,
idea
part
like
of it's
that?
true, I suppose.
From me, of course.
Of course.
Nice lady. Getting everyone to kill us.
Come.
Puppies! Not very happy puppies. Look,
She is a friend.
maybe if you were nice to them.
Better they get this from you.
Jeez.
Once
Oh,
the
look at
wolves
them.
have the scent of the Norns, we'll just need to follow their lead.
They're so
I will open the
cute.
gate.
I'm really acutely aware of the way I say cute now.
Stop whining.
Their fur is matted. When did you last brush them?
They are wolves.
And matted fur leads to disease. Take care of them, and they'll take care of you.
So we're not getting on here? No? Okay. They follow? No? Okay. Gosh damn.
Brother, what exactly do you intend to ask the Norns?
How I may find my son. Nothing more.
You don't imagine it's a chance to clear up all this mess about prophecy? Perhaps get a second opinion on your alleged demise.
You didn't tell me you had a death prophecy?
When Atreus and I reached Jotnar,
Woohoo!
we found a hidden mural. The giants
Anything I
herself
can collect.
had foreseen our entire journey
Nope,
long
I need to
ago.
go that way anyway.
Who we would meet, who we would fight. All of it, as it happened.
But you aren't dead.
That image was from a time yet to come.
I see. You've never struck me as someone who fears death. That's not a problem, is it?
No. Death can have me when it earns me.
Then maybe it's not the future that bothers you. Faye sent you on your journey, and she made sure you'd see that image at the end of it. And you're still not sure why.
I wish to speak of this no further.
Translation. Yes, you're correct. That single quote I love. What death can have me
Now
when
that
it
we're
earns
on the
me.
lake, how will we find the Norns?
Spoken like a true single
Watch
black
the
lady.
wolves closely. See how
I
their
say
heads
that because
point
they
away?
actually, you know, stick to it. We don't. Now I'm gonna get banned for being
Well, the Lake
racist,
of
aren't I?
Nine
For
has
the love of
certainly
God.
seen better days. Raiders have made themselves quite at home. Not sure I've been back to these parts since our great battle with Sigrun.
She speaks highly of that
Now, here's a problem.
fight as well.
I didn't pay attention to what that said. It's like, it said a thing. Mm-hmm. That it did. Something about the dog's tracking. Oh, now I'm not even going to be able to find it. Shut up. Okay.
You know of that.
She told me all about it when she found it. She believed you could be an ally. Long before I believed it.
The Valkyrie Queen. An ally.
I'm the Valkyrie Queen. As Sigrun was stubbornly determined to remind me.
Ah! Ah,
have
okay.
guessed it was secret helping you recover
Have you
yourself.
played this?
So
How long
loyal.
have you played this game?
Aye.
Ooh, I don't think we've got that long in it. Hang on, I'll find out. Can't remember. Oh, we have 33 hours in this game. This is my first playthrough of this
Doesn't
one.
take a love goddess to see where you're coming from.
Well, if a strong order
This
was
thread of
distracting
fate
them
you are
back
tracing.
here.
It's not somebody's life, if that's what you mean. The Norns use it to mark their way when they're outside of the well.
The Nords live in a well.
No. The Well of Earth, their home, is hard to explain.
My
It's in no
housemate does
fixed
at the minute.
place.
I
Entrances come and go.
can't until she's
A
finished.
place wholly under their influence.
Because you know how you can only have the one
tangible.
one player at a time. But I do watch her play it. It looks
Being
great.
inside your own
It looks
mind.
really like
But if we go
nice
in
and
together,
chill.
are we in each other's mind?
Very it reminds
like
us
the
a lot of
sound of
Genshin, to be honest. I can't do anything with that yet, can I? No.
Lydia, have you encountered these Norns?
Not personally. Freya's right. They have ways of discouraging visitation. Odin made his
I'm
share
just
of
following the
efforts.
direction that the
Talk
dog's
about what
heads
he
turn.
found. Either he gave up, or he wanted to forget what he saw. Freya,
Good
mind telling us what you
puppies.
experienced when you sought the Norns last time?
The wolves lead us here.
Good game to turn your brain off. For the most part, yeah, there are bits of it though where like
I just hope the Norns are
you
somewhere
you have to
indoors
use your
and
brain,
warm.
you have to use your noggin. Some of the puzzles
Say,
and
no,
stuff.
I have not missed Midgard and Fimbulwinter. Thank you.
Oh, hello.
We will see soon enough.
Lovely weather for it. Yeah, it does remind us of Genshin with a lot of like even just the basic like. Excuse me, I'm having a. Oh no! I'm having a conversation. Woo! Fireball. Ha. Boom. No. Oh. Whoop! I deserved that. Whoop! Not so much that though. Ha! Take this, ya wee beastie. Oh! I didn't realise that's where I was. Swing, motherfucker! I know I'm stuck. Fireball. Where you going? There you are.
Watch the fire.
Not the button I meant to press, but never mind. Press it now. Anyone? Anyone? Oh. Be gone! They are optional, kinda. Are they? Oh. See, I've literally just been like watching as she plays, so I didn't realise they were optional. It's similar in like the menu options are quite similar.
The ominous broken gravestone.
I think Nikki's possibly a bit more relaxing than Genshin is. It's been a while though. Aha. I was like, there was something somewhere.
The hilt of a sword.
Are you big on Nikki?
I know that sword hilt.
And things like
Tread
that?
carefully.
I know you've got
You of all people
Path of
know how
Exile 2,
weapons
the one
can
that you're playing
carry
right now.
ghosts.
That you have dabbled in the Monster Hunter.
If it does not help us find the Norns, it can wait.
Skofnug. Skofnung.
Let's
Not
keep looking.
Skofnug.
This way.
Close. Okay. Through the waterfall. That is no longer a waterfall.
I feel a
Mine.
trace of their illusions here. I can try to dispel
I was
it.
playing Nikki before I started Path of Exile 2. Oh! That's a fair switch in genre.
Oh, no.
Wait.
There's nothing here.
A false trail.
I'm afraid so.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what else the wolves
Then
can
farming
find.
reminds me too
Typical
much of
Nornish
Genshin,
mischief.
so I dropped it
They
for
know
now.
we're searching.
Fair.
I warned you they wouldn't make it easy.
That is fair.
And what's the hilt of a cursed king have to do with any of it?
Distraction.
I treat it like a
Coincidence?
once in a
Who
while
knows?
game. Yeah, I get
suppose
that.
They'd say we were fated to find it.
Lady? Am I blind? She did say come in here, yes? What games are you playing at the minute? Well, we've got this. We've got Monster Hunter. I do like playing Pal World. Quite big on that at the minute. One sec. Right, so... Oh, Dreamlight Valley. Ooh, loud. Bloody hell. Rivals, I have dabbled, but I haven't done any, like, proper versus games because, I don't like PvP. Pal World, Minecraft, but I've forgot my login details, so that'll have to wait. I started Outer Worlds briefly. So far, I like it. It's basically Fallout in space. Return to Moria, because who doesn't love that? What else have we got? Ugh. I was meant to be playing that, but I will do everything in my power to avoid it. Everything in my power. Biomutant. I was on Days Gone the other day. I do like a bit of Days Gone. Some Souls games. Cat Quest, because it's adorable as fuck. Code Vein. Final Fantasy. We completed that. It's such a cute game, isn't it? That is one of my total chill out relax games, like just when you don't want to have to think. Stranded Deep. The Forest is kind of similar for that one. I've got that on there, but I haven't played it in a very, very long time. It's literally just there. Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's pretty much what we have at the moment. Well, that's what we've got. Accessible. We have a lot more. But that's what we have accessible. She said to come in here. How is Pal World on console? I haven't had any problems with it so far. I mean, I've not played it on PC or any other format, so I wouldn't know the difference mainly, but I've not had any issues with it. She told me to go in there, and now there's nothing for me. I'm confused. Maybe it's an Xbox problem. It could be.
You
The
were
wolves are
asking about
tracking
my
us
last
scent.
visit to the Norns. Mainly, I remember that nothing could be done to change my son's fate, which only made me more determined to try.
Brother, what of your story? You faced the fates of your homeland, yeah? The
Yeah,
legends I
it's
heard
a- it's
about
a
the
problem,
ghost of
isn't it?
Sparta were surely exaggerated.
Prepare for a fight.
Oopsie.
You're on fire, Kratos!
Yeah, I got that.
Go fast.
Ow. How about you shoot the fucking thing? So tell me to be careful. Oh, fudge nuggets. I don't have another one of them gems. Bollocks. Sorry. Now I feel like pals just repeat themselves, not much diversity or scenery. I imagine once you get so far into it, it will be like that. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. I've only defeated, I think, 3 bosses so far. So I'm not massively far into it, so I can get away with a bit. Right, block it next time, that might help. Blocking anything would probably be quite beneficial. Yo, where you going? Can't block that. Yep. I know I'm on fire. Shut. God, it's very jumpy. Oh God, I'm gonna die again. I'm aware that fire is not the best thing to fight fire with, but I feel like I'll probably survive a little bit longer. Don't let that take away from what I just said. Maybe I should leave this alone for now. One more try. If I die this time, I'll leave it alone. Ice is not helping that much. Mainly because I can't remember what fucking attacks are.
More Draugr crawling out of the bloody ground.
Ooh, bitch! Fireball!
You're on fire, Kratos!
I know.
It will pass!
On your guard, Kratos!
The bloody thing didn't jump around so much, that'd be great. Ow. Ow. Yep. That's what I was expecting. Oh, nearly.
Come on, Kratos! Off your back!
One more time. One more time. Maybe. Well, hang on. Before it does its thing, maybe I should briefly look something up. Like this, for a start.
You can do it!
Thanks! Third time's a charm, thank you! If only that was the case. Normally it's like 10th, 11th time, if we're honest. Skills, that's what I want. Desperately. Right. No. Oh no, we have ads starting in a minute. I'll snooze them. I'll be naughty. Sweep. Dee. That's not what I want. Right. See, it's them pausing to switch stance things I'm just no good at. Oh, there we go. Press L1 and R2 while barehanded to call the axe and perform. Okay. So that's after flinging it. Yeah, I need to build up the permafrost, so there's one. Okay, so pretty much just, like, try not to die. Because obviously I've not done that yet. Oh, well done. Oh.
You're on fire, Kratos.
Yes, thank you. Can't block. Have you tried not being on fire? That would be great. Oh, don't block that. I did better last time. That's because I got it in my head. We will out. I'll get there. I'll get there. Nebbies, made a push. What's the aim button again? That's what I tried to do before.
More Draugr crawling out of the bloody ground.
Woo! Ooh, deserved that.
You're on fire, Kratos. It will pass.
Kratos, are you okay?
No. No, I'm not. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I thought that was a block. A health bar even. Oh, bitch! Fuck you, I just healed. I'm like getting so close though. Oh my goodness. Oh, this happens all the time. All the time. It's like, it's my thing. Thank you for the support though, I appreciate it.
More Draugr crawling out of the bloody ground.
Stop getting on fire.
You're on fire!
I like how I try and block the ones that are literally deemed unblockable. Nope, that went well. Oh, no. Unblockable. Unblockable.
Come on, Kratos, off your back!
Right, I'll leave this one alone for now. Because I'm just going to keep going and probably, like, do everybody's nut in. Really irritating, though. I will be back. Hang on, I'll make sure it's on the map. Yeah, it's on the map. Good. I'll kick the shit out of it.
So, you believe the tales of my deeds are exaggerated?
Right,
Oh, not
dogs
in the
go
brazen bloodshed
that
righteous fury
way.
part. The part where it said
Woo!
you travelled back in time itself to win a battle once lost. It's strange
That way?
credulity, obviously. I mean, a rumour about Thor knocking the world serpent back in history from Ragnarok is one thing.
It is the truth. The threads of fate span all life and time. The Sisters of Fate abused their power. When I challenged them, they threatened to undo my existence. So I killed them and turned their power on Zeus.
That's the most dangerous and irresponsible thing I've ever heard. These Norns have no such magic, nor does anyone in these realms that I've ever seen.
Aye, can you imagine?
And I want the barrel.
If it existed, Odin would have it. And if Odin had it, we'd be 5 shades more fucked than we are already.
I would not ask them to change the past, even if they could. I only want information.
And that's quite dangerous enough, in my experience.
Let's go.
Let's see. I feel something. In this direction.
Feel what exactly?
Another
Yoink.
illusion. It's coming from this wall. The Norns are hiding something.
Then would you kindly get rid of it? Oh, now you have life. Really? Now?
Kratos, I feel the Norns over here. Are you ready?
Nope. No, I'm gonna leave that because if something jumps out there, I'll die.
Brother, wait. Let's see what Freya found.
Fine.
Open up. Nothing. Another dead end.
Whoa! I mean, oh no! Fireball!
Freya, left flank!
All that for a dead end, I know. Welcome in! Yeah! How you doing? Woo! One at a time, please. Come on now. Oh, to be popular. I know it's behind me. Sorry, puppy. Your dog? Yeah. Sorry. Swish, swish. Swing, swing.
Watch out!
Ah! I thought that was over. I was getting ready to do shouties.
That's all of them. You know,
Good
this
thing
search
I
will only
left
get
that
more
health
dangerous.
alone, isn't it?
Then we keep looking.
Back to the wolves then.
Good evening, Doctor. How are you? I'll just call you Drewmon if you prefer. How goes it? Oh, don't even get me started on that woman.
Running like that for what? She's a ninja, okay? That's how ninjas run.
Yeah. You tell him. Not knowing how ninjas run. Psh. Where'd I put my controller? Ah. Drew or Drewman is fine. I shall call you Drew. You're very welcome. But yeah, this motherfucker. Ooh. She'll be like, there's something behind you. She has a sword. She has magical powers. And she just lets them punch me in the head. Just, ooh, honestly. Me and her's gonna have words. Her. Where do I change our skill thing again? Is it in this one? Yes, because I don't want that one. I want that one. Whoopa!
What is up here?
I don't feel anything. It's not related to the Norns.
Could be interesting enough in its own right.
It's the little
What's
people,
that
aren't they?
outpost?
Yep. It's a Sindri.
At your service.
Okay. Nope. 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 Fabulous.
I'll disinfect
Oh.
my tools.
Oh, but I need me if you please. Thank you. Always good to have, especially when you die as much as I do.
And now, Freya? What'll it be?
Woo, excuse me. So how's everybody's weekend been? Just realised I spent that long getting my butt kicked. I haven't been the hostess with the mostest and asked the questions. How has your weekend been?
Till we meet again.
Oh, bless him. He's dead cute, isn't he?
You won't believe it, Mimir. This crest belongs
Out in the
to
barren
Fjotr
cold,
Lund.
surrounded by dungeons,
Fjotr Lund, you say?
dangerous
Now
monsters,
that's where
dungeon
Seeker was from.
monsters. Dangerous monsters. Definitely expect to find a merchant there, of course. And he better be ready to buy all the sticks I've picked up and stuff. That's what I normally do in the other games. Okay, I pressed the button. Oh, I'm like, I pressed the button. What did I do? Like, but they're magical ones, so it's okay.
Another crane.
Wrong way, yep.
Seems it only rotates in the other direction.
Yeah, I got that. Snooty pants. God. Oh. Are you going to be helpful this time? I doubt it.
Switching arrows.
Whee! Yeah. Take that.
brother! Arrows will help you!
Weekend's going good. Sad it's Sunday though. I don't want to work tomorrow. Yeah, I can understand that. We are going to have an ad in about 50 seconds. And I did skip the last bunch. So I can't skip it now. Sorry. Ooh. A chest, you say?
So this outpost is what's left of Fjordtalund. Sigurd spoke of growing up with these powerful
Whee! I don't know why that just popped into my head. Right, so that can go back over there. Ooh, there's a thingy there, which I missed. Stay. Don't come back to life, please, for the love of God. Right, the ad will be starting soon.
Courtesy of the dwarves.
I will pause. I will pause the game. And hop into the Just Chatting screen. Hi. So while the advert's on, we're just going to sit and chill. And have a natter with each other. While my dog stares at us like, I would like a treat, please. Would you? You gotta wait. It's not time.
Time for a little drinking pool. Cheers, genitals.
Thank you very much. Would you like to get up? No, you're just gonna sit and stare at me awkwardly. That's fine. Oh, come and see the people. Come on. Up. Say hello. Nope, that's falling over. Don't fall over. Say hello. How you doing? You been good? You been good? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, your breath stinks. Sorry. Well, it does. It does. Oh. I normally have the cat here as well, but he has decided that I am not worthy of his time today. Sorry, is that in your way? Forgive me, Bella. You can't come on me knee. You're not as small as you think you are, you know. You know. Doggo. Hello. No, stop it. Ew. I'm kind of blank and I'm like, in my head, I'm going, right, you need to say something. You need to speak. You need to interact. And I'm like, I just got an ad for a toilet paper dispenser designed for better efficiency at business. Sorry? What are you trying to say to me, Twitch? Do you poop on the dime? Because maybe that's what they're trying to say. I mean, normally when I got ads on Twitch, I would always get just Amazon. It'd be 3 different Amazon ads in a row. And it'd be like, great, love that, thank you so much. I got absolutely sick of my life and just bought Turbo. That ad's an early over. Don't worry. You just have to tolerate me being like this for the next 15 seconds. Wow. That was easy for me to say. Jesus. Jesus, what happened there? Welcome back from the ads, everyone. I'm just having an aneurysm. I appreciate you for sticking around. We shall continue with the game because speaking is not my strong suit tonight. No, it is not. Which makes a change because normally I waffle absolute fucking bollocks. I like the ad hangout session. Thank you. Let's go. It's just I figured if some people are actually trying to like keep along with the story, I don't want to go ahead. And I don't want to be one of them people that's like, well, you wouldn't get ads if you subscribed. Because I feel like a douchebag when I do that. Not that anyone that actually does that is a douchebag. I want to put that out there now. I just personally would feel bad. Anyone else that does it, I'm like, yeah, you sell yourself. You go, girl. You bring in that money. But me, to do it for me? No. I can't do it. I can't do it, Captain. My dilithium crystals won't let me. Very considerate of you. Thank you. I do try. I can't be an arsewipe all the time. Oh, look! I'll get another chest now. Be gone!
It's a fair few birds you've hunted. I wonder if it might be worth visiting the Raven Tree.
Can I jump down there? Like, can I hang? Come on, you know you want to. No? Fine. Fine. Oh, I see. Fine. Is there anything else up here, actually? Before I disappear? Oh, yes, there is. Yeet. Oh! You okay? She had death breath. Kratos did not approve of her morning breath at all. He's like, oh god, and then beat the shit out of a bunch of flaming whatever they are. Anyway. Yeet. Then do something about it, lady. Don't just tell me it's happening. Damn. Oh! Let me tell you something. Woo! Oh my goodness, will you just desist?
Incoming back here!
Rude. Burn the bad breath away with the new Kratos chain blade toothbrush. Hell yeah! Right. Are they all quite finished? Ooh. Night, everyone. Night, Dre. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you greatly. I hope you sleep well.
Time to move!
Oh! Sneaky bastard.
A musical instrument.
Night, Dre.
From your homeland, isn't it? Can you play?
Yes.
Will you?
No.
Now, where have we seen an artifact like that before?
Tyr's vault.
Like that. Can you play? Mm-hmm. Will you? We all know the answer. I love those skull emotes. Well, skull mask. So good. Yeet. Now where's the chain? There's the chain. Okay, climb. Nearly. Simon's gonna be gutted when he comes in. He's like, "Ah, there's a jump scare," and he doesn't. And I'm just like, "Oh, no, oh." I can't help myself. That's okay. That's why they're there. That is why they are there. Didn't I just climb? Which way did I climb up from again? This way. Yeet. Not yeet, it's going under. Ah. That's gonna be from the other side then, okay. Ooh, can I reach? I can reach. Woohoo! Onward! Yeah! Can we get back up that way? Fabulous! Right, and then this way. Got the thing down there. Is there anything around here? Yes, there is. Are you gonna? Yeah, you are. Yeah! Thank you. Lazily doing some work, preparing for the week, and enjoying Panda shredding some monsters. Thank you. Have you got much prep to do for your week? Ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Ah. Oh, shit. Wrong button. No bad man. Oh, goodbye. That's one way to kill them, isn't it?
Sigrun told me her kingdom
Working on
housed
a
great
Sunday,
treasury
that should be
filled with the
illegal.
spoils of her family's conquests.
Panda was such a
Perhaps
badass.
this outpost holds some of
We
that
will have to
treasure.
have a difference
Is
on
that
opinion
all
in
she
that
told you,
one.
Mimir?
But thanks.
No.
That's
Just
true.
that they kept it
She's
hidden.
such a badass. Thanks. I mean, like, I should be like, yeah, thanks. I'm a math teacher. Ooh. So there's always a lecture to prepare assignment to make. That's cool. What age group do you teach, if it's okay to ask? I'm assuming if you're saying lecture, though, it's definitely not going to be like wee beasties. Aha. Oh, it's stuck. Aha.
Look, over there.
Yeah, I'm looking. Okay, so then I turn it. And then lift it back up. I am so smart.
Well done.
It's a Marty. I know I spelled that wrong. It's a Simpsons reference. Whee!
Perhaps those runes over there can shed some light.
It's so pretty, isn't it? Even here, like where you can barely see much, it's just so pretty. So pretty. College level, so I definitely have flexible hours. Oh, that's good. I assumed when you said lecture, I was like, it's gonna be
what?
Further up there, innit?
She never mentioned.
What goodies do we have here? Ooh, a whispering slab, you say? Ooh!
Is that a key?
You have a heavy rune for the axe. Yes. I'm not updating anything until I've worked. Yes. Oh no, last time we stuck a key in the door, I died 15 times.
No lock. It is broken.
Not broken. It's just split in half. Perhaps we could find its partner.
God damn. Oh. Morning. So paranoid. Oh, that looks like an attack. Okay. Any health? No. No. Okay. Up to myself. Temper tantrum. Did it just say I had a temper tantrum? Cheeky bugger. Can't believe the weekend's gone so fast. Back to alarms tomorrow. Dude's just out here chilling and hanging out. He is. He's just enjoying the view, isn't he? He mustn't be at work tomorrow. Took some time off. Personal reasons and all that. It went weird. It did fly over, mind. And that's even coming from me. I lose track of days altogether, but I do know the weekend flew over. Hello. Thank you. You won't be needing this, will you? No? Jammy. Blink and they're gone. Mm-hmm. It's one plus side of when you're young, isn't it? Because not a lot of time's passed for you because you're young. The passage of time seems so much slower. So like a weekend lasts forever. The 6 weeks holidays, I remember the summer holidays feeling like 6 months. And it was great. And now it flies over. I mean, I imagine when you have kids, it doesn't fly over quite as quickly as it does for those that don't have kids. But it flies over. Right, well,
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
do something about it then! We've had this conversation already. Uh-oh, uh-oh, ah! Oh, really? You brought friends? That's rude.
Behind you, look out!
Do something about it then. I swear to God. Ow. Oh, that was a wee bit painful, that was. Ah, take that, you smelly kid.
Good, that's the way!
What?
Thank you!
Okay, Cat. That's getting quipped just because we completely broke the fabric of reality with that one.
How you doing, Ace? Winner, of course. Thank you, Essex. Do you get college holidays off? Right, so I'm assuming. Well, no, because we came in this way. So where we're going to go now? Thank you. Okay. Fly through the air with the greatest of ease.
What did those runes say?
Sigrun. She loved another. A king named Helgi. Seems they were madly in love. But her parents wouldn't let them marry.
Oh, come, Mimir. You really didn't think you were
I do
her
well.
first
Got
love,
some
did you?
stuff done.
Aye.
Got folks at my
Suppose I did.
place. Ate burgers, dog, chips, drank beer, drinking beer, We'll drink more beer. Stuff. Yeah, I heard you had a little barbecue. Stop it! That's not your food. A little barbecue bonfire style thing. Yeah, we get a few holidays off per semester, and there's also a fall and spring break where we get a week off. It's definitely a nice perk. Also get some time off in the summer unless you sign up to teach summer classes. Could be worse then. Bonfire was awesome last night too. Good, good. I am glad. I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Ooh, a souvenir from foreign lands.
Another plus side for you, Drew, is you won't have to deal with like hormonal teenagers all the time and attitude. Well, you've probably got your fair share of attitude problems. I'll give you that. The dog's sitting on my foot, like leaning backwards, looking at us like a freak. Stop eyeballing me cup of tea. You're not having me cup of tea either. I can't have nothing in this house, you know. Cup of tea. Dog tries to take it. Or the cat. Don't even think about having a biscuit with that cup of tea. Looks like you're feeling alright based on the camera. I feel better today, yes. On Friday night, I got stuck on the sofa because the spasms that I was having on my back were fun. Very fun. I was in a chat with Mr. Maxwell and the pharmacist, and I had to mute myself a good few times because they were hitting us in waves. And oh, the swear words that they produced. Lovely. Top notch. Never sounded classier. Nice thing about teaching college is I don't have to care if they show up or not. That's true. They are paying to be there, so it's on them if they attend class. Very true, yeah. Let's hope you don't have to play as this stupid kid anytime soon. Oh, I know. No, I got carried away on Friday and I streamed for like 4 instead of 3 hours.
Keep following their
and this chair just hates me. I knew it was going to be a tough one anyway because I couldn't get comfortable. Like for the entire time. So I knew it was going to be fun. But we're okay today. We're good today.
There. How was Sigrun when you saw her last?
She's still incorporeal ever since Kratos set her free of her corrupted form. But she hasn't let that stop her from helping any way she can. The truth is,
I want to go in there.
I owe her more than I can repay.
I doubt she'd see it that way.
Excuse me. I did a swingy swing. Stop staying behind us and do something about it, you pain in the arses. Oh no, streaming is tough if your chair is not comfortable. Well, yeah, I mean, it is an orthopedic chair, or it's meant to be. But I have spinal damage, so it doesn't really matter how, like, comfortable your office chair is if it's not a certain type of whatever. Then my back's just like, no, we can't possibly. I'm like the Princess and the Pea. It's ridiculous. I'm guessing you're from America. Yeah. Well, excuse me. I know, it was probably a relative and yeah, sorry about that. Swing, swing, swing.
You're on fire, Kratos.
Yes, I know I'm on fire. Oh, I fell. Cast fireball. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, you better hide back there. Slap a bitch. Come on then. Yeah. She just shoot me.
Incoming fire.
Yeah. Come on, stand up, dare. Yeah. Skadoosh. Oh. Hello? Thank you. Oh, that killed it. Oh. I'm like, yay, we did it. Oh.
Suspect that's all of them.
These were Coal Raiders. Infamous for
Eating wolves. The Trace
Oh.
and I rescued ours from such an encampment.
that was
Oh, well, they all deserved it then.
kind of you. The
They
Coal
eat
Raiders
wolves?
have been a blight on this land. The
Not on
way
my
they've
watch.
abused its creatures. Perhaps we should do something.
Perhaps.
Up to you, brother. If the Norns know the future, no doubt they'll expect us to show up a bit late.
Ooh, very nice. Nope, can't smash it. That's one I opened. You don't need to smash that one. Okay, I feel like I adequately smashed that. Oh, clever doggies. Look at them. Let's go.
Freya, you mentioned that Fimbulwinter had worn down some of Odin's curses, but you still needed help. Was it Sigrun who helped you recover your warrior spirit?
Is that how Odin liked to refer to the curse that kept me from defending myself?
Oh, I suppose that is where I heard it.
Would you like to know how that curse really worked? What it did to me? What it cost me to finally break it?
I'm no longer sure that I do.
No, I
That's
don't think you
correct.
want it. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta smash some wooden boxes, right? It's cathartic.
We need to work our way up. This way.
Well, hang on. Got that there. Oh, wrong button. Yeah. Right, so there's one. Now we need to find... I know it's not an R and an N, but I'm going to call it an R and an N. Because without my book, I can't remember what the names of the runes are. Because I've only recently started studying rune art. Can I go over there?
There.
Oh.
Can you cut a way through the ice?
Oh, are the Norns making magical ice walls now?
No. I think the water just froze.
Send some nice weather over here. No, none of the... When we say nice weather, like... None of the windy weather, please.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening!
Hello!
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
Oh, no.
Everybody calm down!
Can I climb this or am I just stuck? Hello! Welcome in, Mr. Maxwell. Hang on, I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing. But to hear you. I do like this song. How was stream? How was COD?
I'm sure it comes out the rocks, you know, and not person.
Maxwell raid.
Run! Run!
I don't know who that was that triggered that.
Oh my god.
Shit the bed. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
But they sounded very, very sorry for what they did. I'm not sure what kind of rune dictionary I've got. I don't know if it'll be like Elder or just generic, perhaps. I'm not sure. I will have a look and I will post it in my Discord and be like, this is what it is. COD was rough. Very surprising information, that. Did yous win? Because I know there was you, there was Harm Assist, and there was Claire, yeah? My tea has gone cold. Ah, because I know he was on with you, I'll give the Harm Assist.
Whoa. But yeah, apparently.
Do you think he knows he's got that clip? I'm going to ask him later. And can I give Claire a shout out? If I can remember what her username is.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm! Wait. Everybody
Hi!
calm down!
A double raid! Oh my goodness! Hello everybody, how are you? Hi, Papa Bear. How did... wow. My English is top notch today, mind. Just say warning. Oh my goodness. How was stream? Good. You finished it. Ooh, good. Well done. Did you scream much? Well done on finishing the game, though. So what's your next... Loads. What's your next scary game? What have you got, like, lined up? Or have you not got one lined up yet? Well done, though. And I love Jerry. Jerry is fabulous. I had my stream on Friday. I've got a panda one that's like Jerry. So I purposely said in my little thing that went out that I was channeling my inner Papa Bear. Still thinking about the next game. No, that is fair. That is fair. Oh, excuse me. Well done. For those who don't know who I am, because I forgot to do the spiel for Maxwell, I am Panda Pop. And we generally play RPGs. We're currently doing God of War Ragnarok. Terribly, but we're getting there. We're gradually getting there. I only die an average of like 10 times per attack. It's fine. Jerry's so comfy with the little gloves and everything. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. I'm acutely aware of the way I say cute. I blame Cyber.
Hello there.
Hello. How are you? Welcome in. So, I'll not waffle on too much because honestly I sound like I've had an aneurysm half of the time because my words just aren't coming out properly. So I'm just going to crack on with the game if that's okay with everybody. Yeah? Good? Great. Let's go. It was such a fun evening. I didn't get many pictures, but I'll post the ones I took in Panda's Discord in a little bit. Yeah! You had a Royal Rumble night. Okay, so we are currently... Ow, we're currently blind because I just put hair in my eye. We are currently... Where are we? Aha! I legitimately was going to say snores. I'll see myself out. We are here in Midgard. Gonna look for the other one of them in a minute. Because we only have one letter left. So. Not a problem, my dear. Thank you for the lurk and thank you for the raid as well. If anyone needs to raid and run or go look after yourself or do whatever, please feel free. Juxtaposition of you saying, let's crack on with the game. And then absent from the camera after the scene transition was great. I was absent from the camera? Oops. Sorry. Hey, pro stream is what we're here for, right? Well, actually, really, I hope not, because you're not getting it. Oh. Oh. If anyone's ever... No. If there's anyone here that's not been in one of our streams before, I'm very like Doug from Up. I will get distracted. See? I will probably eventually finish a sentence every now and then. Oh, very much, very much. Squirrel is a thing that occurs here. It's even worse in a VC, because when I'm in a VC, I'm more relaxed. So I kind of allow my brain to wander a bit more. But so very cute. Quiet. So like, there's many a time in a VC, I just don't finish sentences. I'll be halfway through one and then I'll get distracted by something and nah, it just, I mean, I feel like that was a good example and that was me finishing a sentence. Who doesn't love Doug? This is very true. I don't think I'm quite as adorable as Doug. But then again, nobody is, right? Hi-ho, hi-ho. I'm breaking through the snow.
More of your friends.
I didn't tell them to be here.
Incoming fire up above!
Ooh, well, will you deal with it? Jesus, lady.
Raider, left flank.
Oh, for the love of all that is. Bully! Ah! That was rude. Take that, you piece of shit. Uh-oh. Damn it. Oops. That was a little
I don't know
bit
what the Norns
extreme.
did to trick all these raiders into guarding them. Not that they have any idea that's what they're doing.
That was a tad extreme. I feel that was slightly over the top. Just saying. Personal opinion. I'll not tell him that though.
Freya, thank you for your help. I know this was not your focus.
The sooner we find your son, the sooner you'll be.
So you know the
able
guy
to
who
fight.
voices Kratos, Christopher
I just
Judge?
hope it works.
He was
Just the
a
same.
Teal'c in Stargate. Now, I don't know if he was in anything else because I only really know him out of Stargate SG-1. Is it me? Or does he look like he's had some work done? Because, like, that man's face is pretty smooth.
Brother, this way seems like a way out,
And,
not
like,
a way in.
Well, I was just
The Norns
looking.
are
I'm
further
sorry, Jesus. God, I can't even have a conversation to look about, you know what I mean? So much work done. Right? And I mean, he was hot. But, yeah. I saw him, like, I saw a clip with him on the other day and it was just like, Jesus. Oh dear. Cast fireball! Yeah! Whee! Nope. Aha! Whoa! Excuse me. Clap. Uh-oh. Ooh. Let me tell you something. I'd never understand why people get like loads of work done I know everyone has a little bit, well, I say everyone. I know some people get like a little bit of something here, there and everywhere, but Hollywood's really bad. I mean, look at Madonna. She barely looks human.
Okay. I feel
Slightly
something.
judgy,
It's
yes,
stronger this time.
but not
Over
completely
here.
incorrect. Sorry, buddy. Oh, okay, my bad. Not sorry yet, buddy. Now I'm sorry, buddy. But I need the goodies.
This way.
Get caught up chasing some idealized version of yourself, I guess. But yeah, over the top work just doesn't look great. No, I know when you get some cosmetic work done, so say lip filler, for example, you can get a lot of cases where people chase they call it chasing the swell. When you first have a procedure done, it can swell a bit more. So it'll be plumper or fuller or whatever it is, and you get accustomed to that being what it's going to look like, and then it shrinks. So in your brain, it doesn't look as good. So a lot of people will chase the swelling. I somehow highly doubt that's how it goes with facelifts and such, though.
Open up.
And depending on what side of the fence you're on for the whole Zac Efron thing, the side of the fence I'm on for Zac Efron is, well, that was a terrible idea, and it had nothing to do with a fountain. But that's just me. But yeah, just... I suppose being in the spotlight will do that to you, won't you? Because for every, like, 5 people that are saying lovely things about you,
Is everyone hearing that creepy
there's like
whisper?
5 to 10 saying that you look like shit. Even if you don't look like shit, just because they need to feel better, because they've got a different...
Be ready for anything.
They've got a different taste to other people.
Projections, possibly. But assume nothing. There's no telling what manner of creature they've made unwitting guards.
Oh, don't say that. Yeah, exactly. No wonder. Excuse me, sir. All I can hear is whispering. And it's not creepy at all. Love whispering. Stop it! Oh, slight change in music. Fabulous. We're gonna die, guys. We're gonna die, guys.
Ghost of Sparta, Bane of Olympus, Destroyer of Fate, Cruel Striker, Bringer of War, Weapon of the Gods, turned against his
Give me that, give me that, give me that.
He chases the redemption he knows he can never deserve.
What the fuck is that? Oh, shut up. I didn't think he did it for cosmetic reasons. Sure, he had an accident. Well, the story was that he was running in his, I think it was in his house, and he fell over and landed on either a granite or a marble fountain and basically ripped half his face off. So he's had to have major reconstructive surgery on his jaw and his mouth and things like that. But he must have the best surgeon I've ever seen. I mean, granted, yes, we see him covered in makeup, so we don't know say it for sure, but there is not a single fucking indication that like, there's no scar up anywhere on his face or anything. He just looks like he's had a really bad filler. And, you know, had his jaw done and it... But that's just me. That's just me. It looks a bit sus. But then again, I am not a professional. So maybe he does have a really, really good surgeon who can hide facial trauma. If your looks are a big part of your fame, I'm sure there's an unbelievable amount of pressure for yourself and those that run your brand to maintain those. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. It's just insane how... And it's a legitimate psychological thing where they don't see how bad they're getting. So say Donatella Versace, for example. Granted, she looks slightly better now than she has in the past, but she went from, you know, looking like a normal woman to way over the top on the surgeries. Or that French woman that ended up being referred to as like the cat woman. But you legitimately don't see how bad it's getting. And you just think you look good. Every time you get done, you look better. Whereas, in fact, you're starting to look like an alien. It's mental. I can't imagine the pressure that people are under when they're constantly 24 hours a day under a camera. Like, the Catwoman scares us. I guess he probably has his face injured because of his job. Insured, sorry, not injured. Because of his job. I mean, it would be a bloody good idea to do so. It's like David Beckham's foot. It's insured for millions, isn't it? Oh, I don't want to do it. Go away. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you went. Is he gonna do this every time? Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm gonna die. He does this now. Oh, yay. Fireball! Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Ah! Don't let that take away from what I just said. Ah! Oh. Woo. We have a resurrection stone. Fuck you. Oh, will you nick off with that shite? Well, let it hit him. That'll help. Never mind. No, it won't. Ooh! Oh, shit. Ooh! How about no? Oh, shit. No. Keep your smelly fucking skull over there. Cast fireball! Ah! Oh, get him! Get you, him, thing. Get him! I think we got
in
him.
our own minds yet. He certainly seemed real enough.
I hate to tell you, the parts in your mind will be real
God
too.
damn! Woo! I said, God damn! Was a bit intense, wasn't it? Okay. He was a big guy. He was a big guy.
Seems he was guarding that way outside.
You think? What was that? Don't do that. Right, beautiful lady and peoples. I need to get myself ready for bed. Have a lovely evening. You too, my dear. Thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. I hope you sleep well and have a wonderful night. I miss you already. Oh, for the love of all things. No. Fireball. You dodged my fireball. Bitch. Do you know how excited I get about that fireball and you just go and dodge it? Oh my goodness, manners.
Money don't jig.
Oh, you sneaky bugger.
For sure.
Thank you, but stop it.
This place almost looks familiar, but different.
Using my
Like a confused
Getting
memory.
attacked against me.
Rather hostile memory of
Naughty,
that.
naughty.
These fates should know I will not be deterred.
But thank you. Stop it. Well, I mean, I could be deterred. I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay. All the health, please. That would be fabulous. And money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I just remembered this hood has cat ears. Yeah. It just popped into my head there. I'm like, it folds. Oh, oh. Excuse me. Just sneak right past you. I don't think they need that anymore. Oh no! A puppy! I will avenge you, puppy. I may die in the process, but gosh darn it, oh my god, really?
Freya of the Vanir. Master.
Fireball! Oh! Fireball did not work! Fireball did not work!
Witch of the woods. Frigg of Asgard. Destroyer of all she would hope to protect. She always finds somebody to blame. She cannot change.
Well, that's easy for you to say, disembodied voice, isn't it? Cha. Cheeky buggers. That's what they are. Really? You're gonna shoot me before you even get here? Clap! Whoop. Oh, well. I know I can technically hit something with that tree, but I never stay still long enough to do that. One day I may hit something in the face with a tree. Maybe. I'll try. Right. But it really? How do I get through there? How do I get there then? That way. Hello? Oh! I mean, I know I said hello, but I didn't really mean it. Just ooh, just saying.
Here we go.
Counselor to kings. Mary Wanderer.
Fireball. Nope. Fireball.
Of the good fellows.
Let me guess. I'm a long-winded know-it-all and I cannot change. See? You forgot smartest man alive.
I hate these things. Not as much as he does. Evidently. Jesus. I mean, I thought some of the finishing moves in the last game were pretty rough. Like when you peel, because that's the only way you can describe it, isn't it? You peel the jaw and the front half off of a werewolf. Some of the finishing moves I've seen in this is like, so you're not feeling any stress relief then. The trauma is strong in this one.
I suppose there's one small consolation to this ordeal. At least we won't have to introduce ourselves.
Don't credit your reputation, Mimir. They see the whole lives of any who approach them.
They do? Oh dear.
A phantom!
The Norns have a phantom!
Fucking fabulous.
The Norns have a phantom!
Oh shit. Sorry.
Frozen! What now?
I know I'm fucking frozen. I can feel that. Thank you. am I? Shit. Excuse me. Cheeky bugger. I am attacking. What do you think this is?
Attack the spring! Hurry before it recovers!
Oh no! Let me tell you something. Woo! Oh, a bit further away than I expected.
Core is weakened!
Give yourself an opening! Don't waste it!
Oh, snap.
Give yourself an opening! Don't waste it!
Now, attack!
Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Feel free to just lurk or to chat. Both are A-okay. Damn it. Ah! Down, boy. Woohoo! Damn it. Okay. Ooh, I'm on die. Not really. Damn it. Woo. Ooh, stay still. Woohoo! Gotcha. Oh, oh, where is it? Where is
Attack
it?
the springs! Hurry before it recovers!
Right, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Aha!
Well done! Just a few more strikes!
Skadoosh! Oh yeah. Some health would be great. No, okay. He did it! Woohoo! Haha, health. No, you don't need it. You're dead. I need it. Thank you. Respectfully. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Next.
This way.
I've now got that song playing on repeat in my head. That entire
Lords are
fight, I'm
somewhere
going,
in that
ah,
cave
but,
just ahead.
just like, Oh, wide open spaces make me nervous, especially when there's health. Mine. Oh. I got a lurk, but it was great hanging out for a bit. Have a good rest of your streams. Okie dokie. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you being here. It was nice to see you. I hope the rest of your evening goes well and that you are all sorted for tomorrow. I always get nervous about opening them as well in case something jumps out. There was just, I mean, I know it happened more than once in the last game, but there was just one time something jumped out in the last game and I absolutely died. Might that be a bit of a dramatic exaggeration?
There's
Yes.
that itchy sound again. Normally, I don't mind ladies whispering in my ear, but this is
I do.
positively irksome.
It is,
Anyone
isn't
ever
it?
tell you that you babble when you're terrified?
Terrified? I'll have you know I'm at the very most deeply apprehensive. And breaking tension with humor is the sacred duty of a traveling companion. How very dare you? Babbling.
I've never related to a head attached to someone's butt cheeks before in my life. God damn it. There are ads coming up. I will pause during the ads. I might actually put a Be Right Back screen up this time so I can go walk around a little bit. So you won't miss anything. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that whispering is lovely. Lovely.
A door.
Oh, that looks official.
Right, so we will not go through the door yet because the ads are going to start in the next 10 seconds. So, let's see, what do we have? I'm going to put Be Right Back screen. And I not belong. Ooh, that went right in my eye. And I shall see you in about 2 minutes-ish. Enjoy. See you soon. I like this song. Good album, actually. Don't know if any of you have heard it. If you haven't, educate yourself. If it's your type of music, of course. If it's not, then just tell me to fuck off. But yeah, good song, good album. Welcome back from the ads, anyone that had ads. If you stuck with them, I appreciate you greatly. Let's continue and see what's through this door. Right. That was a little waddle over, wasn't it? Okie dokie. Something's gonna try and kill me. I just know it. Seems to be a theme here.
Mother.
My boy.
Oh, shut up.
Feel everything.
Baldur, listen to me, please.
Oh, no.
Stop! Why did you bring him here?
I didn't do shit.
You are not welcome here. Wait! Baldur, come back! Talk to me!
It's all your doing, Mother! I am so sick of your constant mess!
What you did to me.
Be gone, foul beasts.
What you did to me! Stop this witch!
Fireball.
He won't stop. It's
Tearing my life!
You're tearing me apart. And this is excuse me. Fucking
my boy, but me.
Freya! Brother, over here! Come get me! I want none of this!
Sure. Bet. Let's go home. Bye. Ta-ra.
Secret? Brother, hold off!
Why did you never turn on Odin?
But I did! I tried to stop him any way I could!
Don't lie to me!
I didn't fucking say anything. Leave me alone.
You served Odin from the day you met to the day he put you in that tree. You
No. Yes.
his wars. You
Great.
watched him mistreat everyone and everything. And you
Thank you very much.
dead until he turned on you.
I know, Secret. It's true. All of it.
Can you have this conversation without the flying beasties, please? That'd be great.
Were you an ally to Freya in her suffering? To God?
Fireball.
To Groa? Or to Tanya? No! You always took the side of the powerful men who used them!
Brother, watch out! There's more of them!
Even
I fucking know there is.
You see a violent god in me and you can't help but aid him and call him brother! It's who you are! It's who you are!
Oh, it's not. Look, lady.
You always will be!
It is not her.
No. Of course. You did what you must.
I mean, she's arguing with him and smashing my face into the floor. You know what I mean? Pick a lane. Stick to it.
Brother, the tree! It's pulling me in!
Ta-ra.
Come here.
Mother, help me! You monster!
Atreus, I am coming.
No, we can just leave him there. He's fine.
Why didn't you trust your own son? Don't let him take me!
Atreus.
Oh, bollocks. I can do that now. There.
Why wouldn't you see him the way he wants to be seen?
Because he's a little shit. That's why.
He's alive! That's all to do. And now he's mine. He killed his own family!
Atreus, I am here.
I do believe he's talking about you, mate, so he doesn't give a shit like you there. Just saying.
I'm not safe with him!
I'm going to go to bed now. Good night. Have a good stream, Panda. Not a problem. Thank you very much for joining us. It was nice to see you. And hopefully I will catch your next stream. I hope you sleep well. Good night. Thank you. Wait, can I go that way now? And the door's gonna shut.
Father,
Come on,
help me!
come on.
He's a monster!
Told you. Told you.
I think it's over. Did we pass the test?
Didn't feel much like succeeding.
I see the door has disappeared.
Or it was never there.
They toy with us still.
I mean, we didn't die. Which is surprising. I was 100% expecting us to
Don't
die.
see many of those in these parts.
She must be theirs.
Ooh.
Will she take us to them?
I'll ask her. Nicely. Easy, girl. Easy. That's right. Good.
Ooh.
Care to talk about whatever the Norns put you through?
No.
What sort of... Yes, I know there's a
Get on.
horse. Bella doesn't like horses.
That's a good lass. Lovely creatures, but temperamental by reputation. In my land, they'd keep children away from the lost by telling them a Kelpie would drown them. Of course, no Kelpie I know would do such a thing. Unless it was disrespected.
It walks on water.
Aye. No mystical water steeds to speak of in Greece, brother?
That's pretty cool.
There were the hippocamps. They served the sea god. I battled one upon a titan.
That might not be her favorite subject.
Yeah. I feel like that's typical Kratos, isn't it? Oh, yes, I've kicked the shit out of something similar to you. Ooh. That was cool. That was cool. Thank you, mermaid horse. You look fabulous.
We're here.
Look at you.
Fate's own hideaway. Never doubted we'd make it.
Look at it. That is so pretty. Oh, that's kind of that gives me the heebie-jeebies. Oh, not oh. Well, this whole thing gives me the heebie-jeebies. Okay. Heebie-jeebies central. Cooey, housekeeping. Yes, send her in first. Good idea.
Kratos, Freya, and Mimir's head. Enter the home of the Norns. Tentatively.
Mm-hmm.
They have finally reached their destination. Kratos speaks first.
I seek my son.
You know the child is in Asgard. No, you seek what all who search for us seek. To know the ending to your story.
The ghost of Sparta furrows his brow menacingly. He resists the urge to grunt. Oh, he fails.
I like
you come to us, piteous archetypes, seeking freedom from your scripts, as if knowing your lines would grant you the power to rewrite them.
Speak plain.
You will die, Kratos of Sparta.
But you called him the destroyer of fate. There must be a way to subvert destiny.
There is no destiny, Puck.
The protagonists are speechless. They do not understand.
There is no grand design, no script. Only the choices you make. That your choices are so predictable, merely make us seem prescient.
When my son was born, shut up! Your prophecy said he would die a needless death.
And he did. Because you could not let him go. Because he thirsted for revenge. And because you kill gods.
But what Kratos did, it was not out of hate.
Should I bring him a crown then? He still slays gods, but now he's sad about it? You are the sum of your choices, nothing more. And because your choices never change, you will learn that Heimdall intends to kill your son in Asgard, and you will do what you do best. And then Ragnarok.
The skies burn, the curtains fall. Exunt omnes.
Heimdall.
Again, he misses the point.
Focusing on the second act to the exclusion of the final. A common mistake in storycraft.
We are leaving.
He stomps away, followed closely by Freya.
I enjoyed your story, Kratos. Pity it has to end so soon.
I still kind of like them.
Well, that was educational.
But we are on the 3-hour marker, so we know what that means. That means we save. And we find someone else to go and say hi to. Who should we go say hi to, I wonder? Right, so that's saved. Now we find someone to raid. Woohoo! So let's have a look what our options are. Oh, excuse me. Would you like to stick with God of War? Or should we go see someone that we know? Necro's having a streamiversary. Da 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 da. Oh! Boo, bish! He's drinking. Oh, God. Well, because it was his streamiversary, I was going to go and say hi. Thank you very much for the resub. I appreciate you greatly. Oh! It's Twitch baby sub thing. That's what people normally say, right? We're having a Twitch baby. But thank you, I appreciate you. Okay, guys, so... Da, 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 da.
She's a slut. I love it when you get angry, Johnny. I really do.
Well, there is a little bit more to that, but apparently Twitch is like, oh my goodness. So we have raid subscription. We have raid follower. I need to copy that before I forget, because I will. They still playing up? Yeah. I'm gonna do it through StreamerBot like you do. I just haven't got around to it yet. But I will do it. I will do it. So, you wonderful, wonderful people, thank you very much for joining me this evening. Thank you for tolerating me doing this game and dying so much. For the raids, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much for the raids. Thank you for the biddies. Oh, that went. Thank you for the follows. We will be back on Thursday with a little bit of Monster Hunter, because I still have that bug, yes. And yeah, I will see you all then. Until then, well, I'll see you in people's chats and that before then. But until then, I appreciate you. I'm rather fond of you. And I shall see you next time. Goodbye for now.